What's up, guys? Another live session. Let's get to it. And today is August 21st, 2019. And yesterday was a pretty amazing, night for us, especially since I was asleep. So most of the hard work paid off, and we gained a lot of profits, around 210 pips, give or take. Um, But yeah, let's get straight into it. Today is 21st, and we did have some CAD CPI, which definitely helped our GBPCAD trade. 0.5% CPI, which is awesome, better than the forecast. All across CAD did amazing, and so that was great for our trade. At 2 o'clock, we have FOMC meeting minutes, so we'll hear a bit about the Fed rate and what they're going to do moving forward for the remaining quarters and how the economy is doing. So, we definitely want to be out of pound USD by then, and hopefully most of us are out. I already said on Telegram to take most of our profits away and secure the bag. We made more than enough, and today is a Wednesday. The day has just started, so we have the rest of the day. We already surpassed our goal. My goal for each week is around anywhere from 150 to 300 pips a week, and that's a pretty wide goal. But some weeks, especially if they're news heavy, you're not gonna get too many pips, especially if you don't trade news. But we're already like at 240, 230, so we're good. The market only gives a select amount of pips per week to a certain amount of people, so you take what you can get and you keep it moving. So, like usual, we're gonna go through the majors, and once that is done, I'll be open to take any questions. And so let us do that. So going at EURUSD, the same story as we were speaking yesterday. Checking the stream. This consolidation box, we can literally just glide it over. We're still within it, just consolidating. The main reason why is about 12 or 14 hours from now, during our London session, we do have major Euro fundamentals coming out. Manufacturing index for German and French. So make sure you're not in Euro pairs at that time. We are not. You should only be in GBPCAD, where most of the profits should be closed out. Stops moved into profit 20 pips. GBPUSD, USDCAD pretty much hit our final take profit. If you have tight spreads, then your take profit was hit. And NZDCAD, which is playing games again, but we'll talk about that. So Euro is gonna probably wait for the CPI, and so tomorrow morning, when we do our last live session of the week, Thursday, we could look for some intraday opportunities, because I'll bet some money on it that we're gonna get a move outside this consolidation box. It's bound to happen. But if you've been focusing on our live sessions since the very start, within this consolidation box there are many trade setups, and there is one currently right now. And it is very similar to the trade setup I did yesterday for the pound USD. And I'll basically show you the idea. So I'm actually going to remove this take profit stop loss. And when you zoom into our consolidation box, you can see this line right here, which is a nice resistance within the box. It is at 1.11079, right? And this presents trade opportunities which you can catch very easily. So over here, at this wick touch and at these wick touches, we've made this price point a resistance, right? And we can see when price has come back near or around that resistance. Remember, we trade support and resistance zones. Whenever it came to that area, we did have a fallout on EURUSD, right? Obviously we're on the hourly, so it's 7-10 pips we're talking here, but for other pairs the same rule of thinking applies. So there's a 7 pip trade there, maybe as far as 11, and then we popped up again and we had that same sort of reaction. And I'll show you on pound why I took that pound trade. Very simple thinking. You know, ideally, what happens is when we do get into a range, such as from here to here, we tend to fill it out. So we had the range fill from here to here to here. Then we came back here. We had the range fill to here. We came back here. Price is most likely inclined to go back here. It's not always the case, but more likely than not, it's going to happen. And when you do take these trades from these key levels that are in a ranging market, your stop loss can be very, very tight because for example, in our consolidation box, if we do get a break outside this box or above 1.11200, then we know there might be a trend shift because that's how that's how markets move, right? They do three things: they're either trending up, trending down, or they're consolidating, and then after the consolidation period, there's an impulse move to continue on a trend or to get a reversal, right? And so most often than not, we want to be trading with the trend or within the consolidation bounds, right? Rarely are we looking for reversals because the market most of the time is trending and it's not reversing. So we're trying to get high probable setups. And so for Euro USD, if you're a scalper, plot this on your hourly, this consolidation box and this, hourly resistance within that box, and just keep your eye out for it. 11 pips with a decent lot size and, maybe a 5 pip stop is a great intraday trader if you're a scalper. This sort of price action and range trading works on all time frames. Obviously, the higher time frames get rid of a lot of the noise, but not much to say about Euro. Same thing that's happening. But if you are looking for further confluence to go down to 1.10700, you could draw this trend line from this swing high all the way through. So we did have our first touch, second touch, and we did have a potential third touch. We have a break. Currently we're retesting. So if we can get this, this green candle is our retest. If the next hourly candle could be a bearish candle closing below, we could have a nice intraday short or a scalp. I probably won't enter just because the overall pip gain isn't too substantial, and we have FOMC coming within 3 hours, so it's not gonna be worth it. But if you're a risk taker, you can definitely get a trade setup like this happen right above these highs. So 1.9, not too shabby, but that's probably where price is more likely to go. But this is not a trade I'm calling, not a signal or anything. It's just something that could happen. We'll check back tomorrow if it did happen. It's just usually I would say if you're a scalper, go you can go for this, but we have FOMC in 3 minutes and it's not worth the risk, especially since we already made enough for the week. Moving on to pound. So pound USD, simple, same little setup I was talking about. This was our support region, this blue box. Let me actually go to the weekly for the new users. Zooming in, this blue range, right? This blue box has been a crucial support region for the pound. We've seen it, since 2016, right? And this is where we made historic lows for the pound. And part of me did think we were going to make new lows and historic lows for pound, especially because this candle closed outside this blue support region. But since then, we've kind of consolidated. We might have a minor retrace, but I mean, if you look at the past, 8 or so months, we've been in pretty much a downtrend for the pound, and even panning out overall since 2018. We've just been in a downtrend, making higher highs, higher lows. So we might have a semi-aggressive retrace to maybe. I don't think we'll go as far as 1.23730, but if we do go there, my bias doesn't change. It's such a small retrace in comparison to this sell-off we had. But I do think pound USD will make historic lows by the end of 2020. So now that I explained the zone, going to the 4 hourly, we can see how much how much the pound has respected the zone, and more importantly, this resistance right outside the zone, 1.21726. Looking to the left, we've had a lot of activity and rejection at this area. Once here in recent time, another time here, another time here, and another time here. So we got a nice, easy 50, 55 pip move, and again, this is a key level, right? These lines don't just mean take profit levels; they represent key levels. And our third take profit, I believe, was right below this key level, but 1.21 200 area. We actually went a bit past that. Price is rebounding from there, so if you're still in the pound shorts, I'd get out, or yeah, I'd get out because it's probably gonna retrace. We just printed two hammers back to back, one hammer here, another hammer here. I'm actually gonna go on MetaTrader and close that right now. I was gonna let it run out since I do have stops at profit, and I was gonna use the news as some sort of catalyst to go further down, but it very well could. But we're playing the long game here, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. But yeah, so printing two hammers. Maybe depending on what Powell says today and Friday, we could get a bounce to make new highs, because if you look at the overall price structure, higher high, higher low, higher high, and we switched into a downtrend, and now we made a secret, a very not too obvious, but if you look at the price point, this high does encompass this high, so we could just make this as a higher low and make new highs. And if we do get a break above 1.22,000, like I said previously before, I would be looking to catch that retrace I talked about on the monthly for the pound. But until then, my bias will be short, especially as long as we're in this support region. So moving on, great trade. Since we're already looking at pound USD, let's just look at pound CAD. Also a similar setup. And we're having a similar reaction at a hourly support level right around 1.60822, and this was our take profit for level. Similar setup. Looking to the left, a key resistance here. We'll pan to the daily to show, and not only that, we had a channel bounce. So we had an ascending channel, a first touch, second touch, and a third touch. And once we got a break of this previous resistance, that's where I called our entry. And this is like 90 to 100 pips easily made. And we'll go to the hopefully for our case, everyone close out if you haven't already, because we are printing a hammer. And if we look to the left in this area, when we have printed hammers, we've had a rally. To look for continuation, let's just look for a break below 1.60822. If we do get that break, we can finally get our final take profit done. But that's the thing about range fills. I've said it before. If you're new, range fills, it might not fill the entire range like it has done in the past, like here, but it will do a portion of it, or a part of it, and that's all that matters. Okay, this is an easy setup. You don't see any drawdown. I'm pretty sure within the 20 minutes I called the signal, we were already in profits. Going to the daily, you can start to see the significance of this level. So previous support here, and then look to the left, historic support here, historic support here, and this is going back to 2017, and so that's what we're going to, and this candle hopefully can close below that 1.60822, and we can get another 100 pips to our final take profit. Moving on to USD yen, and actually do USDCAD. So USD yen, it's in a little difficult spot right now, because this line right here that you see is the monthly ascending trend line we talked about yesterday. And on the 4 hourly, we can see that we've kind of, when I did say we could short it, to watch out for this area, we have reacted. Since then, we've just did a retrace. Still haven't encompassed this previous high. So the overall price action does seem like it's down, but we are printing a hammer, and I believe this is just gonna wait for 2 o'clock when the FOMC meeting minutes happen, to either pop back up or just go down, break below this trend line. Looking at Fibonacci, I think we've passed the 68.2 and we're at the 78.6 fib level. Yep, so 78.6 level, right to the T. We did have a reaction there, but I doubt that's gonna be a catalyst to go down further low. I think everything's based on 2 o'clock today. USDCAD final take profit has been hit, so you should not be in the trade anymore. Pretty simple. From this resistance region to our final take profit, right around here, right around 1.32500, and since then we've actually kind of bounced from that area, and not only that, we've tried to come back within this trend line. So if you're still short, get out. I know people live in different time zones, so when I do tell them to get out of trades, they might be still asleep. But you have to do your own due diligence. When you're awake. Once you get into 25 to 30 pips in profit, take partials, move stops to entry. And once we get to 40, 50, 60, just close a portion. So a 0.50 lot. The first take profit I usually close either a 0.20 or a 0.25, and then each 15 to 20 pips and just close 0.10 and 0.5, and at the end I'll have a 0.10 or 15 remaining, which stops into profit. That way you're getting everything from the trade, and you're not risking anything. You can focus, you can sleep peacefully without worrying about getting stopped out because so and so news event. So if you can look at price action right now, it's pretty clear. We had the break outside the trend line, and price surged back in, and now it's trying to close within the trend line. So it's definitely a price action indicator, and price action doesn't use indicator, but price action is the indicator telling you might want to get out, because we could just have a bounce off and continue higher, or have some semi-aggressive retrace maybe to this support level right here and then go lower. But we caught a nice aggressive move, and the fundamentals definitely helped us, and that was another 60 or 70 pips secured. So a great Tuesday night, and I've said it before, I love Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So we'll definitely look at opportunities to trade later in the day. So moving to gold, and I believe that'll be the end of this live session. So gold, so gold paid a similar visit to 1500 psychological level as we discussed yesterday from this previous high. Nothing really entertains me, like attracts me to gold right now. It's the 4-hourly price action is pretty weird right now, to be honest. Just because we had this consolidation box, we had a break. It was looking like we were going to go higher. We did get part of this move. Then we had a spike through, a push up, another consolidation box. And now we're just consolidating again within this, 120 pip region. Nothing that's going to say, yeah, let's enter. And especially since we have volatile news today and on Friday, where Powell is speaking at, I believe, 2 p.m. So gold is definitely not something I want to enter. And Aussie. Aussie's also weird. So yesterday we discussed this descending trend line right here, and the reaction we've had. We all thought it was going to go lower, but lo and behold, it just popped back up. You shouldn't be in Aussie shorts. I'm in it because I'm just holding it. I just see Aussie being a short, especially since they're cutting rates. So I'm holding it out. But once you become your own independent trader, you kind of get to make these decisions on your own, and that's the beauty of it. You're not gonna have to rely on RP or one of our other providers to tell you when to close a trade or what trade to take. So before I send off this session, I'm just going to do a couple of pairs that I feel that have good setups, and one of them was NZDCAD yesterday. I talked about, and it played out perfectly. I actually wish I called this signal, but here we go. Whoever took NZDCAD, let's see which pips were made. Around 38 easy pips. A very simple price action. I'll explain the setup for people that are new. Nice descending trend line right here. 1 touch, 2 touch, and a 3rd touch. And not only that, when we went to the smaller time frame, we created another trend line for additive confluence. Whoa, and I just moved it. Right here to right here. So this is where we were on the live session, and I plotted this trend line. So I did say a break of this trend line was nice confluence for the shorts. So we had the trend line from the higher time frame and on the lower time frame. You know, we had an uptrend, we had a break of an uptrend, and if you look at this trade, when you enter the break, and if you zoom in, we had the the most amazing and beautiful price action. The break and close outside of the trend line, the green candle retest, the red candle rejection, and once you entered there, there was very little drawdown to none, and a full out sell-off, and this was about 40 or so pips. Easily made, easily done. No indicator, no RSI, stochastic, MACD, a bunch of stars or anything needed to trade this way. It's very simple, and the beauty of it is half the times my signals that I call are actually from my phone. So this way of trading, you can trade it on your phone. You don't have to worry about booting up 12 different indicators and having your chart look like a rainbow. You just need price action, your key levels, your fibs and your trend lines, your channels and your patterns, and some knowledge about fundamentals, and you're good to go. So I think that's today's session. When we make a lot of profits, there's not much to talk about, and we have major news coming up at 2 o'clock. So I'm not going to really force the issue. We're just going to see how the news reacts, and I'll have a couple calls later in the day as usual. So be on the lookout. If you haven't followed my Telegram, make sure you do. It's just t.me /RP Forex, and you can get my signal calls there. But most of you should have joined the signal channels already. If you don't know how to join the signal channels and you become a new paid member, go to forexlens.com, log in with the login details they've sent you when you signed up. Those login details are different than the ones for the portal. Don't use the login details used for the portal, but for the actual website. Once you log in, you're going to go to, actually I'll just show you guys. But yeah, what a great week. I woke up with a smile on my face. Pound, they move quick. The pound pairs move quickly, so you better hope you're on the right side of them at all times. But yeah, once you log in, go to the customer center, then go to members area, and when you do that, you're gonna have on the left all the signal providers: Atom FX, Bravo, RP, etc. Bloom. You click on their name, and you'll see a join channel link. You click on that, and it'll take you to Telegram, and you should be set. So that is today's session. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. I'm at 11 a.m. Eastern. Thursdays are our last sessions of the week. We usually just trade. We usually just do the Monday through Thursday, and we might have some bonus sessions, especially if there's important news. Friday, just a little recap for Friday's fundamentals. Again, CAD core retail sales, which would be a major mover. And 10 a.m. is when Powell speaks, and all day we have the Jackson Hole. So be on the lookout. Hopefully by 10 a.m. we're out of the trades. I'm still deciding if I'll do a live trade for 11 a.m. where I trade news live for you guys. I've explained it once, but it wasn't a live example, so I might do it for this Friday at 11. I will let you guys know. But that's the week. We made some good profits. We were patient. We didn't rush to enter Sunday or Monday. We waited till later in the day, which is great. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. in the portal. Be ready, and be on the lookout for signals later today. And I'm signing off. Happy trading. Peace.